Today, guys, we are going to talk about how you can master your Afrobeat without vocal on it so that you can be able to upload it on YouTube or any streaming site or any beat selling site of your choice. My name is Victor and I am here with amazing tutorial for you guys today. So we have a beat here which I am going to be talking about it as soon as possible, and we are going to be mastering it together. So let's see. And this is a bit we have, and I'm going to be turning off every plugin that leads to the mastering process. So let's just listen and see. So this beat is already mixed, and I have a tutorial concerning the mix aspect of this beat. Why, when I walk you guys through on how you can actually mix your drum. So as you can see, this beat is already mixed, and so we are going to be talking about the mastering aspect before we can upload it or before we can give out our beat out for sale, so that the artist can listen to the best quality of it being mastered before we can maybe send the other files to then the after the making process for them to have access to much stuff to play with. So let's just take a look at how you can actually mix your beat. So ways I have to mix my beat is listening through the beat and see what I have to do after I mix my beat. Ways I can actually master it, I just have to go through my beats and listen through, then know the kind of mastering I can actually do. So things that I have in mind is maybe green, saturation, and then maybe adding some other external plugins to it. So I'm not going to be using stock plugin all, but I'm going to be trying my possible best to stick on the stock plugin, but not all that won't be stock plugin. So the first thing I use here was an EQ. So basically EQ is just normal stuff, and you can get EQ. We have a parameter EQ on FL Studio, which you can definitely get to use for your beat. So it's just your choice on any kind of EQ is fine. So first thing I did was to remove some high frequency. I just got a little bit out of that because of some kind of high-end frequency that we don't like. So I came to this aspect also. Then I just took out some low frequency a little because of I needed some headrooms. Let's listen through. So you can see that was totally very silent, so there was not sound coming out of that frequency. So that is what I did there, because there is no sound here. So I would just want to cut it off to create some headroom for it. So when I start adding some plugin, trying to add some limiter to my plugin, it will sound it will not be able to distort and still maintain clean sound and that. So if you want to have a clean sound of beat, all those things are done during your mixing process, which I have a video to it, and I'll be putting the link below for you guys to go watch it if you mix that video. Very interesting video. I'll be recommending you guys to watch that. So the next thing I have to do was to cut this down. So that was what I was trying to get rid a little bit out of it. So I just cut that down a little bit. So that was what I did. So the next thing I added was a compressor. This is an SS compressor for wave, and I like to use this. The reason why I like to use this compressor, I like to use it to glue my sound together. For example, glue my drum, my percussions, my kick, my snare, my shaker, and my chord. I use them to glue them together to make them stick together, make them look like they are together, so that they won't be just be separated. That is what I did there. So what I did there was to touch my threshold a little bit to about minus 9 dB, and then the makeup gain was about 3. Yeah, it was about 3. So I leave it at 3. And I have to touch my attack, as you can see, to 1. My mix was all the way to 100, and my release was, I have to put my release to auto. Then I have to set my compressor to analog. As you can see, it was on analog, so it sounds this way with it. So let's listen to without, so that we can know what it's doing without. With it, so you can see the gluing. If you can listen very closely with your headset, you can see the way it glue it together, the way it comes together. I think I like it, and it's my favorite compressor when it comes to mastering. So that is what I did. So the second thing I have to add was to add a multi-band compressor. And it's a stock plugin. So I use stock plugin for this. I don't know much about using other external plugins than using this. So what I did was to go to my preset and select mastering 2.4 dB, and I just selected that just on default. I just added that to add some kind of multi-band stuff to it, compressing to it, to make it more cool. So that was what I did there. So let's listen. So let's listen to without. So with it, so you can see the way it was popping up those sweet frequency on the beat, the way it was bringing up all those stuff. So that was what I was trying to achieve there. So the next thing I have to add was a saturation plugin, and this is from fat filter, and I love to use this. So basically what I have to do was to go into this select tube and go into clean tube. Once I select that, I have to come to my drive and put my drive it to 9, 10, depending on your choice of how you listen to it, and it sounds this way with it. Sorry, let me turn it on. It was off. Let's see. So let's listen to without. So with it, so you can sense the much different. I'm not doing too much. I just drive it a little bit, just add a little bit of drive to it, just to give it some kind of analog feelings to it, like bring some kind of saturation feelings to it. So that was what I did there. Fifth thing I have to do concerning my mixing process is my mastering process is have to add a foot soft clipper to it, to like make the tip of my sound to sound very cool and soft. So I have to add my threshold. I touch my threshold to about minus 6.5 dB, and down here was about just 78% of it, to like soften the clip of my beat, to make it soft. So that is what I did there. So without, with it, so guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I do amazing things, and don't forget to watch the mixing process of this beat, which is going to give you more knowledge concerning the mastering aspect. So let's get down with this again. So this is the most important part of this beat. Yeah, this is the most very important part of it. So I use Ozone 11 to tackle this. So I use the imager process. So I use the imager. So what I did here was to select the band I want to work on, which I have to select the about 150 hertz, 1000 hertz, and then 6,000 hertz. So I have to bring all the way my bass, my low frequency all the way to minus 100 because I wanted it on mono. So I have to do the same thing for this aspect also. So I have to add a little bit of feelings to it, just little bit of mono form to it. I added some stuff to stereo here, and my high frequency I wanted to be at stereo, little bit of stereo feelings to it. So that was what I did concerning my adding my imager to my mastering process, and it sounds this way with it. So let me turn up my. So the next thing I went ahead to add was an imager, and what I did with the imager, this is where I try to get the loudness of my beat correctly, and this is what I do. First thing I have to do was to go to this and set my stuff to the RC3 balance, as you can see. So when I set it to that, I have to like try to like use the 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 L the LUFX stuff here. So I don't basically know how to play with this that much, but the little things I can do here is just to get my volume of my beat correct so that I could be able to upload it on my YouTube, upload it on any streaming site of my choice, that I can be able to say my beat out. So this process wasn't the process that we are going to say that is going to be on that, but the process that is going to let the artist be able to vibe on your beat, use your beat correctly. So that was what I was basically trying to achieve on that process. So what I did here was to like hit on this, click on this, and then try to play my beat, and it's going to definitely guess the the volume of our beat correctly, that is going to match with any streaming site according to how the beat was. So let's listen to it. So as you can see, it's set it to plus 5.8 dB. So that was what I was trying to do, and that was everything concerning that. So without the maximizer, it sounds this way, and with the maximizer, so as you can see, this already sounds very clean and very, 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 very nice. I think I already love this, and I love the feelings of this. So guys, this is all about the mixing, I mean the mastering process of Afrobeat, how you can actually master your Afrobeat and put it online on YouTube or any streaming site of your choice. So the next thing you have to do is just hit on your export and export your beat, and it's good for sale and it's good to go. So thanks guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, to also hit the notification bell for more of this kind of lesson and content. Thanks guys, and thanks for watching.